Should we bring back the powdered peruke? When King Louis XIII of France started wearing them in 1624 to cover his balding head, they quickly became an essential item of formal attire. They became an important sign of dignity and respectful dress, not to mention a convenient reason to shave the head and get rid of lice. Soon, no gentleman dared appear at formal events without his long coat and powdered wig. The fashion carried across the ocean to America, and even the first 5 U.S. presidents wore powdered wigs. Of course, it wasn't long before the wig lost its appeal, just about the same time French gentlemen were losing their heads. However, it's unlikely the French Revolution was the sole or even the main cause for the fashion change. It's the nature of humanity. Fashions come and go with time. One generation's required wear is replaced by the fashions of the next generation, soon to be replaced by the next. But it's interesting to note how each generation fights to maintain its preferred fashion style as if it is the true standard of proper attire handed down on Mount Sinai. But since the current style was a rejection of the former standards of formal wear, why do we get so hung up on defending our own preferred styles? Against opposition, the short coat replaced the long version in the 1920s. But in the church, if you don't wear a short coat, you are anathema. Brethren get downright dictatorial about the required garments for attending worship. Even unbelievers make a fuss about the appropriate attire for believers. Have we not read the scripture? The primary New Testament passages that talk about clothing do not require special formal wear. In fact, they are prohibitions against overdressing and judging others because of their clothing. 1 Timothy 2:9 and 1 Peter 3:3 discuss the importance of dressing modestly rather than showing up in expensive fashion wear. James 2, verses 2 through 4, condemns those who judge the poor and less well-dressed based on how they're dressed. Nothing says come on in to poor sinners like a bunch of fancy suits greeting them at the door. So, on this traditional Tuesday, instead of bringing back powdered perukes or pushing conformity to our preferred fashion style, let's focus on transforming hearts into Christ's image. Therefore, I urge you, brethren, by the mercies of God, to present your bodies a living and holy sacrifice, acceptable to God, which is your spiritual service of worship. And do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind, so that you may prove what the will of God is, that which is good and acceptable and perfect. Romans 12, verses 1 and 2. Just some thoughts here on Traditional Tuesday. Tomorrow's Morning Minutes in the Bible will return to our study in Joshua. Until then, this is James McClenny hoping you have a great day.